Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the attributes. Okay, so yesterday we understood how exactly the data model can be built in STEP. Okay, and how we create the data model using the objects and how to create a how to create a hierarchies in the tree tab. Right now we have all the products and hierarchies in place. Now, to store the information on the respective products, okay, we need some configuration to hold the information on the products, right? So that's where attributes comes into the picture. So attributes is just a characteristics or a detailed piece of information. So nothing but so attribute is used to hold or store some of the product information in step. Okay. And instead, we have two different types of attributes. Okay, one is specification and one is description attributes. Okay, so this is very important to understand or very common or very basic question in any interviews. Okay, they'll surely ask what is specification and description attributes. Okay, now you can see the differences between specification and description here. So specification attribute apply only to product objects. Okay. Instead, we have so many objects that can be created: product classifications, references, entities, data containers. So many objects can be created, but specification attributes can only be maintained on product objects. Okay. Whereas description attributes can be used on any of the objects instead. Okay. While creating an option, while creating an attribute, we have some option called specification or description. So you'll have option to choose whether you want to create specification or description attribute. Okay. And specification attribute supports inheritance. So that's why they are mentioned here. So values are inherited through the product hierarchy. And here they mention no inheritance. So this is a very important and major difference one should remember. Okay. Specification attribute support inheritance, meaning the child objects can retrieve the information from parent. Okay. And here in description attributes, there is no such inheritance can be occurred. And I'll show you in detail while creating an attribute. I'll show you all the difference in practical, how exactly the specification and description attribute works. Okay. And specification attributes are linked into the product hierarchy and are potentially viewable or editable on all products below. So as I said, it's only applicable for product objects. I'll show you how you can link the specification attributes on the products. Okay, and here you can see for the description attributes automatically appear on the objects. Here there is as soon as you provide the validity, so it will automatically appear in all the object types. Okay, so these are the main two differences that you have to remember between specification attribute and description attribute. One is applicable only to product objects, here applicable to all object types. Okay, here inheritance can be supported. Descriptions, no inheritance can be supported. Okay, and description attributes can always be visible in the description flippers. Okay, as soon as you select the product, you'll have something to see as a description flipper. I'll show you today. Okay, so every attribute, obviously, to store any attribute information, so we should define the data types, right? Okay, so that's all about it. So attribute validation base types. In attributes, in step supports multiple data types. Okay, it can be it integer, number, text, list of values, a date, data type, okay, and number range. A lot of data types has been supported by the step. Okay, while creating an attribute, it will ask us whether you are creating attribute. So please select the data type to store the information. Is it a number? Is it a string, or is it a date, or what it is? Okay. So yeah, so that's all about these attributes. Now we can go to the workbench and we can see how exactly it works, how to create an attribute, and how we link any attribute to the products. Okay, and how we can store the information.